morning, Stephen. Congratulations on your Leadership Award for the City of Los Angeles. As one of the NAGDA 2016 Leadership Award winners for the National Retirement Security Week, tell us a little about your project.
Well, this project was one where we tried to, as we do with every year's campaign, to engage our participants, to get them to pay attention, number one, to hopefully become more aware of the types of information that would impact them, might cause them to make some changes, and at the end of the day, to help to support the overall goal, which is to encourage those behaviors which create their own personal retirement income security. We have this retirement income projection calculator. That's something that we really drive our participants to use every year and really throughout the year, but we definitely use the annual campaign to help that. And we certainly did that again this year, but it wasn't the emphasis as much. We wanted to try something new, which is to create something interactive for them and to really address that challenge of getting people to create that relationship between their present and future self, which is why we came up with this idea of time portals. And the idea was the participant would go in and they would answer some questions, and then they would get some information back about sort of what the significance of their responses meant. So it was playful in that sense, but the real objective was just in the participant's mind to create that association.
Wonderful. Okay. And what was the inspiration or motivation that got you started on this project?
Well, we always want to do something different and new each year, and so it's one of the most challenging things I think we do, and to come up with something fresh. Mm-hmm. And so there was just a lot of brainstorming sitting around and a lot of different ideas that we ended up doing work on, and then we got a little bit down the road and said, no, that's not going to work, and we had to get rid of that. So this just popped up at one of the brainstorming sessions. Wow. And so yeah, that's how it happened.
Okay, all right, wonderful. And what was the most difficult obstacle you've encountered?
Well, the most difficult obstacle every year is to create a message and a campaign and an engagement tool that really works for three different audiences. So there's our current participants, there are the people who are employed but not participating in the plan, mm-hmm. That's another audience, and then our retired participants. And to create something that that sort of hangs together, like all the concepts hang together, and mm-hmm. everybody can see it as something that's personal for them and actually relates to them.
Right.
That's really hard. And so every time we approach it, one of the things that I always tell the team is, a concept can sound great, but when you start to try to thread all of this stuff together, quite often you'll find it doesn't work. It just doesn't hang together, and that's why we have to scrap it. Right. And that happens every year, multiple times before we find the concept that works.
And something that resonates with participants.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be something that's going to be engaging. That's going to get their hopefully get their attention. Right.
Wonderful. And what resources did you turn to for best practices or inspiration?
We just look at our we just kind of have our internal brain trust, and that's what we work with. So what we did work with our consultants at Siegel. Once we had the concept, mm-hmm. We asked them to help to flesh out all the pieces, and they did a really wonderful job with that. So, because there was a lot of content that needed to be developed.
Okay.
All of the different time portals, and the the questions and sort of the choices, and then giving people what they got back was something like a personality profile.
Okay.
So we worked with them and sort of sent drafts back and forth in order to finalize that.
Wonderful. And how long did it take you for application and implementation, do you think?
Many months.
Many months?
Yeah.
Was that what you anticipated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we start at least early summer, starting to think about this, because there's so much involved, not only in the development, but then, if you're having some type of a microsite or a web-based piece of it, that has to be developed. We each year try to get the mayor to sign a proclamation. That takes time. Their office won't turn that around instantly. So
Right.
takes time, lead time.
Takes time. Wonderful. Okay. And what outcomes were the most rewarding to you as a plan sponsor?
Well, first and foremost, we do look for higher engagement each year. So we're hoping more people participate year to year. So that's great. And then we also look at the calculator. So how many people used it. Again, although it was not the emphasis, we did really encourage people to use it in the introductory email that went out. So we look at that. So that number was a little bit lower than the prior year, because the focus of the prior year was really use of the calculator.
Okay.
But that was fine this year. I mean, we knew that what we really wanted to do was have people do the quizzes, and that was the emphasis.
Sounds like more of the emphasis on the understanding of their future, like you were saying, in the time portals.
Right.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations again, Stephen.
Thank you.
Yes. Enjoy yourself in the NAGDO.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.